Dear friends, in this video I am going to discuss what is molting, different stages of molting, and what is the hormonal control of molting, and what is the hormonal control of reproduction. In crustaceans, in order to grow, it regularly remove its exoskeleton. This is called molting. And also it is called metamorphosis in insects. Almost all the crustaceans, just like a snake, it removes its exoskeleton. It is a regular phenomenon. It regularly removes exoskeleton for growth. So this is controlled by various factors, not only internal factors, that is hormones, but also the external factors like feed, age, photoperiod, and the environmental parameters and so on. So it is a combined action, both external as well as internal hormones. The hormones are not well developed in crustaceans when compared to higher organisms like human beings and even fishes. So whatever it is, that molting also controlled by various hormones, we will discuss in this slide. First, let us take different stages of molting. There are 4 stages in crustacean molting. One is pre-molt, generally called, it is also called pre-ecdysis, and molting, ecdysis, and post-molt, that is post-ecdysis, and intermolt. So there are, I am repeating, some books it is called pre-ecdysis and ecdysis, post-molt, and intermolt. And ordinary Indian books, it is referred as first stage is intermolt, and pre-molt, molting, and post-molt. Now let us take what are the changes taking place in each and every stages. Right? The first stage is called pre-molt, and it is also called pro-ecdysis. And first changes taking place in the body is called abolysis. Abolysis means separation of old skeleton from the newly formed one. Strictly speaking, separation of old endocortical from the newly formed epicortical. So that is called, it is a separation. Then regeneration means, suppose before molting, for example, the keeled legs broken means it will be replaced or regenerated. So legs are regenerated during this pre-molt period, and the animal will not take any feed. So during one should have the, suppose in the farming activities, or shrimp, crab, or lobster, if you are keeping this in farming, you should know during molting period or pre-molt, you should not feed. Suppose you are feeding means it will goes on waste. So the farmer should know. So the animals during a pre-molt period or pro-ecdysis will not take feed. And where it take feed, it is actually taking the feed from the reserves of hepatopancreas. Then the inorganic constituents like protein, carbohydrate, lipid, or from the old exoskeleton is reabsorbed, and the oxygen consumption is increased. So suppose you are farming crustaceans, so in this period you are regularly give oxygen. So the animal respire regularly, it need more oxygen, so you have to provide oxygen. So in this period, 3 important happenings. One is abolysis, second one is regeneration, third one is animal stop feeding, and fourth one is reserves of hepatopancreas utilized, and fifth one is inorganic constituents of old exoskeleton reabsorbed and oxygen consumption increased. So here you see that. So this is the old epicuticle and exocuticle and endocuticle. This is newly formed epicuticle and this is epidermis. So apolysis means now this old epicuticle and exocuticle is going apart from the new one. Alright, so there is a gap between old and new cuticle. Isn't it? This is called apolysis. Next, ecdysis. This is molting. This period is very short period and setting up old exoskeleton. The old exoskeleton. This is called old exoskeleton, isn't it? Alright, the old epicuticle, old exoskeletal, endocuticle. This will be shed, removed, isn't it? So setting up old exoskeleton and rapid uptake of water. During this period, the animal continuously taking water from the environment, isn't it? Right? There is no tissues. So that is the reason why it is generally called, suppose it is a crab, means it is a water crab. So why it is called water crab? Because there is no tissue in it. I already told you during this period it will take water from the surroundings. So there is no tissues. So the consumer will not prefer these water crabs, right? Because there is no tissue inside. So then animals stop feeding. So these are the four happenings. One is this very short period and setting of old exoskeleton and rapid uptake of water. Animals stop feeding. Another important feature is so now old exoskeleton is removed. Now the new exoskeleton is yet to form and is very soft in nature. So other animals, its neighbors, started eating up this animal. So this is, we call it cannibalism. So generally in a crustacean culture, we are providing shelters, especially crabs. So during this period, the exoskeleton is very soft. So its neighbors started consuming this animal or disturbing this animal. So this animal, we are providing shelters, tires, tiles and so on. So the newly molted animals going to these tiles and escaping from its neighbors. Then post-molt, and during post-molt, epidermal cell decreases in size and eating of exuvium and formation of endocuticle and increase in thickness about 7 mu per day. Then synthesis of muscles in regenerated preoperative, that is walking legs, and mineral deposition starts on the exocuticle, that is chitin and inorganic salts, and it does not feed and take food from hepatopancreas. Tissue growth starts and replacing water. So these are the happening. You just imagine the epicuticle forming, exocuticle, this is new one, endocuticle, and epidermis. Epidermis cell is actually the size will be decreased. Exuvium means old exoskeleton. In generally we call it old exoskeleton is called exuvium. Now the neighbor started eating of this animal, eating of this exuvium, and the formation of this we call it endocuticle. Every day 7 micron will be increased. The size of the endocuticle is increased 7 meter every day. Then there is a mineral deposition on the exocuticle, that is chitin and organic salts deposit on that. And this during this period also the animal will not feed. And now slowly, previously we call it during molting period, only water is there. Now the water is slowly replaced with the tissues. Right now the exoskeleton slowly hardens. So this is newly formed epicuticle, exocuticle and endocuticle. This is the epidermis. The epidermis size will be decreased. Right. So the old exoskeleton already removed during molting period. The intermolt, this is preparatory stage for next cycle. Storage of organic resource in the hepatopancreas, that is organic resource means protein, carbohydrate and lipid, it will be deposited in the hepatopancreas, and skeleton formation taking place. skeletal formation and tissue growth starts in this period. So this is almost the epicuticle is there, and below that exocuticle and endocuticle epidermis. This is a Pakwa a structure of that crustaceans. So there are four stages: pre-molt, molting, post-molt, and intermolt. So we already discussed what are the changes taking place during this molting. Then let us go for the under the hormonal action of various happenings taking place, isn't it? Various process taking place in the exoskeleton of crustaceans. So this is called this epicuticle. This is epicuticle. Then this is exocuticle and endocuticle. Now under the during molting, this is only during molting period, isn't it? Ecdysis. What will happening? How the hormone is under the influence of hormone. What will be happening? One is this is epicuticle and exocuticle, the endocuticle. This will be the endocuticle will be dissolved, completely dissolved. Molting fluid dissolves old endocuticle. The new exocuticle formed and secreted. And next one is a new exocuticle. This is exocuticle. New exocuticle is formed. New exocuticle is formed under the new exocuticle is formed under the old one, right? This exocuticle formed, and this is old one. The old exocuticle is ruptured, removed, and this is a epicuticle. This is exocuticle, and next one is this epicuticle is the exocuticle. This is called exocuticle cordons. This exocuticle cordons, and underneath the new endocuticle forms. Right. So this is the thing, isn't it? I am repeating. The molting fluid dissolves old endocuticle. This is old endocuticle. New exocuticle forming started, and the new exocuticle is formed under the old one, and the old exocuticle ruptures. Then new endocuticle forms under the exocuticle. This is endocuticle, and exocuticle hardens. Right. This is during under the influence of hormones. This is especially during molting. It is not pre-molt or post-molt. This PPT is actually focus on during molting what is happening. And hormonal control of molting. Right, I already told you that molting is controlled by various factors, the external as well as internal factor. Internal factor is hormones, external factor is food, feed, photo period, then even environmental parameters, size of the animal and so on. Initially, the small animal is molt frequently, but once it is become old, the molting frequency will be less. That means the growing will be very slow. The small animal is growing very fast, but once it reaches to certain stage, that molting will be slow down. That means the growth will be slowing down. Now let us go over the hormonal control of molting in crustaceans. So this is your eye stalk having a exorgan sinus gland. Exorgan is present in the eye stalk of all crustaceans, and it is having the hormone molt inhibiting hormone. The exorgan sinus gland having a hormone called molt inhibiting hormone. Whenever the molt inhibiting hormone is present in excess, it will prevent molting. Right? It is actually inhibiting the molting. There is another hormone, mandibular organ inhibiting hormone. This actually control or inhibit mandibular organ. It control mandibular organ. So our main focus is molt inhibiting hormone. Whenever molt inhibiting hormone is excess, right, the molting will not be there. If it is less, the molting will be there. So where it is molting hormone? Molting hormone is present in OE organ. It is generally called ecdysone. Recently it is called ecdysostocyte. Ecdysone, isn't it? This is a molting hormone. Molting hormone is present in the OE organ. So if the molting inhibiting hormone is less, the molting hormone automatically act on exoskeleton, and molting will be there, right? So what is the function of mandibular organ inhibiting hormone? It is act on a mandibular organ, and it synthesizes methyl fernosate. Methyl fernosate. This is MS mean methyl fernosate. It is again act on Y organ. It is helping for the molting, right? So you might have heard about the term eye stalk ablation. So when eye stalk is cut down, now molting inhibiting hormone and molting that mandibular organ inhibiting hormone action is not there. So the animal automatically molt, so without any inhibition. So that is why we are performing eye stalk ablation in earlier stages, right? So molting inhibiting hormone is present in X-organ sinus gland. Whenever it is present, it inhibits molting. Suppose the molt inhibiting hormone is not there, the Y organ is secrete ecdysone, molting will be there. So this is the hormonal control of molting. Let us go for next one. Hormonal control of reproduction in crustaceans. Right, already told you. So this is called your eye stalks. X-organ sinus gland complex is present in this eye stalk. X-organ is there, and sinus gland combined together we call it a X-organ sinus gland complex. So this is controlled by pH, temperature, and photoperiod. These external factors, and also food, heavy metal, and salinity. In addition to that, the size of the animals also, food. This will be also controlling the action of hormones, right? pH, temperature, and photoperiod, food, heavy metals, and salinity. These are the external factor which acts on the internal hormones. Now, this eye stalk having VHI, vitellogenesis inhibiting hormone, or gonad inhibiting hormone. This actually acts on brain and thoracic ganglion, and it will stimulate gonad stimulating hormone, or VSH, or vitelline stimulating hormone. This directly acts on ovary, and the ovary development will be accelerated, and ovary will develop, egg development will be started, isn't it? So these hormones are very, very important, especially this VIH or GS, gonad stimulating hormone. Gonad inhibiting hormone is a very important hormone for the gonad maturation, right? Next, mandibular inhibiting hormone, and this also, right? In addition to, I already told you in the next previous slide, that is mandibular organ inhibiting hormone, secrete a hormone. It is acts on a mandibular organ, and this mandibular organ is secrete a hormone called methyl fernosate. This methyl fernosate also acts on ovary, and influencing the ovary to mature, right? And ovum development starts, right? Then this molt inhibiting hormone is there, isn't it? I already told you the molt inhibiting organ in X-organ sinus gland complex. It is actually acts on Y organ. Y organ secrete a hormone called X-ride. It is not only helping molting, but also influencing immature ovary to mature, right? So these are the important hormones for reproduction. I will repeating. So external factor as well as internal factor combined together for the maturation of or ovum development, gonad development, isn't it? The first hormone which is present in the eye stalk, that is called gonad inhibiting hormone, or vitellogenesis inhibiting hormone. Whenever this hormone is there, it will inhibit this gonad stimulating hormone, right? The gonad development will be stopped or inhibited, isn't it? So that is the reason why we are going for the eye stalk ablation. The matured females will be, we are performing eye stalk ablation because we are removing this gonad inhibiting hormone or vitellogenin inhibiting hormone, right? So suppose the hormone is not there, right? Now the brain and thoracic ganglion is helping for the gonad stimulated hormone, which will stimulate a immature ovary into mature. Right? So this mandibular organ inhibiting hormone is orton mandibular organ, and this it secretes a hormone called methylphenolate. It is also acts on ovary to accelerate the ovary development, and this is called crustacean hyperglycemic hormone (CHS). This also acts on Y organ. It influences for the synthesis of ecdysteroid or ecdysone, and it is also not only molting, it is also helping for the immature ovary to mature. Right? So molt inhibiting hormone acts on Y organ, right, and synthesis of ecdysteroid. It not only helping for the molting, but also it is also influence immature ovary to mature. So this is the hormonal control of reproduction in crustaceans. So with that I finish. What is molting, different stages of molting, and hormonal control of molting, as well as hormonal control of reproduction. Thank you very much.